This is Jason of Metalchondria here with two of the four horsemen in Narcotic Wasteland, Chris and Dallas. Pleasure to see you guys again, and thank you for your time. A few months ago, saw you in San Diego for my beloved creation, and when I saw like a few months later, like reading quickly, oh, Narcotic's coming back, and then I see it's with Accept, and like, all right, that's like a different, like audience, but I thought the eyeballs and the amount of people it'd be, you don't get like a death metal band with a more traditional heavy like band like this. Tell me, how did that work out? Was that just something that they asked, or coincidence, or how'd that turn out?
We happened to be on the same booking agent, and I think Accept want to start ramping back up in the States again, and we were free and available to be an opener, so they put in the suggestion and it kind of worked out, so here we are.
And have you noticed anything in terms of like either merch or fans or just interest in general? Has this like worked with being around different? But I'd say again, like this show I'm told is sold out, and I'm sure a lot of the shows have been pretty well attended considering. Have you noticed anything extra merch sales have been going this, or more views on your website, or has this worked out so far like that?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Yeah, just more traction, more people checking us out, checking out the music and stuff like that. A lot of
diverse audience.
Yeah, diverse audience.
There's not like one single. I mean, there's a type of fan, but I mean, there's a lot of just fringe, I guess you could say, stereotypes that you would think wouldn't like you, but actually really do, man. It's good.
Yeah. The good news is, a lot of metal guys are just into metal. So it could be anything from classic heavy metal to way up into suffocation. At least that's how I am. I like all of it.
And talking a little bit before the show about the set, and I noticed it too, like it was more of a mid-paced. It was more like the slower mid-paced ending with the fast track, but like Bleed Up and Swell and Keep of the Joneses, like it worked with the audience because I was still talking to him earlier. You said metalheads, like there are a lot of veterans, so they know what a good guitar solo sounds like. They know what a good drummer sounds like. So when they see a proficient technical band like play right up front, and there's like, whoa, that guy can play, and I think that really works with the dynamic too. And
we drug the audience. They don't know. That's what you got to do, man, to survive.
But that was intentional, right?
Some of that's experience, because some of those songs, like one of those songs in particular, it's a new release. Best Times is a new release. Doing a video release, right?
Yeah, there's a lyric video coming out for Best Times in the past in a few days or whatever. But yeah,
it's kind of hot on the list right now for us to play. I think.
Yeah, and I think some of our slower tracks, we've always had them even on the first album. They didn't really quite get the recognition I thought that they deserved. So we play some of them. We always play Bleed as well. But usually that's it. And everything else is just ramped up or, mid-tempo stuff like that or even faster. And this time we wanted to be a little bit more diverse. So, we played Absent Friends tonight. I started out with a guitar, a slide on my hand. And, that's something that's challenging that I've never done before. So excited to play some of the old tracks.
Yeah, and also real quick, Joseph has also joined us. The other four horsemen of the band. The other one is out and about still.
Yeah, somewhere.
And what I love though about the set again, like it was diverse. It wasn't like again, it's Accept. We have to just play these slow. I like this set about as much as the San Diego one. Even though it's more, you would say, a more traditional death metal set. But this one here, again, the intricacies and just how tight it was, people were headbanging, people were nodding, it was different, and you didn't have to it wasn't like a chore. It felt natural and organic. And I think if you did in the future, even on a traditional death metal show or tour, I think that would work. I really would.
Yeah.
And so again, the new song Best Time Has Passed, and keeping with that theme, it is a slower track to the point where after the first verse you hear the drum fills from Joseph, this can be fast. It's still slow. It's just a very prodding, very swelling build up of a song, and it has this weird, I don't know, this there's this sadness in that the end of that riff, the dun dun, this sadness with it, but it's with the song title. Tell me about the writing of this one, and I think it's a little bit of a different side of Narcotic Wasteland, but it still has the rest of the band shine.
Right. Yeah, it was just something I put together. I was going through one of those every 20 or 10 to 15 years of someone's life, it just goes upside down, and you have to start over. And I was kind of at that point in my life where, in my personal life and all that stuff, where just things were not going great. You know, I have somewhat of an empty nest syndrome. My, son, he's grown and moved away and has his own house and all that stuff. And all that just kind of combined with everything going on in here and everything that's been going on with the world too. I think everybody can kind of relate to what the song is talking about. It does feel, I don't think that the best times have passed. I just feel that way sometimes. So it was a way for me to get that off my chest in the song. It is melancholic. It has that kind of tear-jerking power to it, especially when it gets to the solo section. When I was playing it for some of my friends, I actually have to leave the. Thank you. I actually had to leave the room. I couldn't. After I finished the demo, I couldn't even listen to it. It would break me down. So, hey man, check out my new demo, and then I'd walk out, get a beer or something while they listen to it because I couldn't even deal with it.
So Randy Rhoads would do, I think, when he was recording D or like a couple of those songs too. And,
oh yeah.
And what I like about that notion is, like, with the music we listen to and the lyric aspect and just like the intensity of the extreme music, it's being uncomfortable. It's like, it's okay to you're facing sadness. You're like looking at it and you reflect by being sad. Sometimes you're not going to get out of that at that moment, but that reflection, it's like very like a catharsis. It's very like soothing, and you kind of get that. You get that feeling in the song that things aren't going to go well or anything, but then that you comfort with that, and you still try to go forward. That's kind of the vibe and concept I get from that.
Yeah, that's pretty close. I mean, like I said, it's a feeling. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Sometimes you just wake up and you just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And but it was this one of many times where music has allowed me to kind of get things off my chest and move forward. So that was one of those moments for sure.
And so they have officially the whole band. Brett is here as well.
Brett's here.
Yes, and just really quick with the Vader fan here.
Good again. Great.
Yeah, nice.
I saw you guys at Glass House.
Oh hell yeah,
Glass House.
Great.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. Hell yeah.
Great.
That's like an octopus and fist bumps.
And it's with the
You guys have a good night.
take care.
Telling us what to do.
With the other members. So tell me, Joseph, how did you get involved with Narcotic Wasteland? How did you get to this point here?
Kind of right place at the right time. I just released like a playthrough, tryout video for like Decrepit Birth, and then I had a friend, Mike, say he couldn't do a specific gig and he needed somebody who could blast to take over for him, and I just sent him that Decrepit Birth video and then didn't think twice about it, and then Rowan, the other guitarist, he's not with us right now, hit me up like a month later or something.
Yeah, and it's rare. It's super rare to see drummers sing generally, let alone a death metal band. And I find it unique, like the backup vocals that you provide, and it's not just, it's like there's different aspects while they're doing solos in this, and you're like contributing in this like unique way while still playing really effortlessly. Tell me the importance for you of like providing those vocals, as difficult as they may be, and just the aspect that it brings to the band.
Well, wow, thanks, man, for sure. I appreciate that a lot. I'm just trying to pick up where the old second vocalist left off, really. I just happen to know all the lyrics, so I just kind of started shouting stuff when I can, kind of hype man style. Like, he'll say something and I'll repeat that shit, you know what I mean? Or, where he's doing like a I'll do like a, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
Just try and bring my voice to a point where it harmonizes with his legendary voice, which people know so well. So that's all I'm trying to do, is bring it out more, bring out the lyrics, because they're powerful to me. There's been many times where I've been listening to stuff and I'm kind of tearing up. It's like talking about me talking to someone I know, and he didn't even know me when he wrote the lyrics. You know what I mean? For a lot of these songs. So
Speaking of lyrics, we have a new song coming out. There's going to be a video and everything, and your man right here wrote the lyrics for it.
Cool.
we're really proud of it, and it's the beginning, I think, of a new like thing. You know what I mean? His lyrics are great and very rhythmic, very fast-paced, and the song. It was funny. I was telling him what I wanted the song to be about, and I was like, "Well, I got some lyrics that I didn't really quite have it together yet." And then, bam! He's like, "Check this out." I'm like, "Well, it's pretty much exactly what the fucking song is talking about."
Yeah, like I already had it written. I wrote them like probably like a month prior, just just random shit I was thinking about, just thoughts. I just shat them out onto like a little notepad in my.
Shat them out.
You know what I mean? But you know, it kind of just happens, like a bunch of words and then nothing for a while. But I showed him just one of those, and he's like, "Man, that's fucking badass."
It's stellar impressive.
It stuck. Oh, thanks. Yeah. It stuck. Right on. Yeah.
And-
I'm just happy to contribute. You know what I mean?
And we were talking a bit before the other interview about having the rest of the members, you know, like contribute musically, not just drummer doing the drum parts and everyone doing something different. And with this song coming out, is this the vision with this group that this is what you were like hoping for and expecting?
Yeah, I mean, actually, things moving forward, like especially once the album finally comes out, because most of that was already done.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, for like a long time now, and plus more songs. So because everybody sat on their ass for a year, you know. So that's all I did. I started teaching lessons. I started taking lessons, and I just kept writing them, you know. And then he came into the fold, and we started practicing. We managed to do a few shows with this lineup in 2021, right when things were starting to open back up. And you know, it was kind of weird. People masked, you had people close to each other, but you know, metal still took place. A lot of people were complaining about that, and I was just like, it's better than nothing.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll wear a mask.
And yeah, and safety precautions were a lot better at that point. So like, there's this safe. Let's try it and see. Like, let's try it first, and it worked out, and people take care of it later on and everything, you know. So, and tell me, like, also, your guitar playing in the band. What is it like? You know, from a different perspective. What is Dallas's sound and signature like for you? And when you're writing, either you're playing with him, what do you like keep that? What do you keep in mind as another guitar player on stage?
Just play the parts as best as I can, you know, and help make the band sound as great as it can.
And for you, like, is there a particular, like, how would you describe your own guitar, like, good guitar playing even before the band? Like, have you played in other previous bands, or are you more of like a standard like death metal, or do you have other influences or anything else you've?
No, I came from like the sludge scene. I was playing like doom and stoner and stuff, and I found out through a mutual friend that he needed a guitar player, and I hit him up, and the rest is history.
All right, very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to have his style in there too, because you know, for a lead guitarist, I don't really consider myself a lead guitarist, even though I play a lot of leads. They're more like melodies, but we needed somebody that had kind of some extra spice, if that means anything. Something a little bit different. And, you know, Brett fit that perfectly. And does a good rendition of Ed's solos as well. And, you know, you just need somebody that's got something magical, something a little, I don't know, you can feel it when they play. And he's got that. So that's what we needed. We needed a badass, hot lead player, you know? And that's what we got.
That's
Another
right.
Carolina boy.
I heard the food there. I hear the food there is legendary. I haven't gone yet, but is that rumors about the food pretty good? True over there.
Yep, especially if we're cooking it.
We got the food, we got Blackbeard, we got all the good shit.
We got some of the best shine.
Ooh. All right, let's gotta try it out over there.
Yeah.
All the chemicals and all the extra in there, you know.
Blackbeard, the best shine, you name it.
For the
Best barbecue.
The best barbecue.
for the new record, will that be released this year, or is it kind of because it's already 2 months before, 2.5 months before the year's over? Is there a rush to get the album out, or is it just whatever it feels? Is there something planned, or is it just when it feels right? Or
We definitely plan to have it out somewhere in the first half of 2023.
okay,
In the meantime, we're going to release another single. The lyric video for the single that we just released is coming out, next week. And so we got another video to release, and we'll probably do at least 1 or 2 more singles and then the album. And some of those might be on the album and some of them might not be on the album, because I told you we got so much shit to put out now. Because it was 5 years since Delirium, and then the world went to hell, right, man. That's all we can do.
Did the material like stay exactly the same when it was written, or between this time was there let's change this or let's change that, or was it kind of the material was what it was and it was just left there and you working on other things and moving on and while still keeping that on hold, basically?
For the most part, everything was finished and I was happy with the way it was, except for one of the tracks, which I'm going to be just changing some minor details on, because I just found a hookier way to do the riff, and we have time. We had plenty of time to figure that out. So I'll redo the demo and get together with Joe, and we'll hook it up.
And that's why it's important to record demos, kids.
Yeah.
I agree.
That way you can kind of sculpt it, get it right, try different stuff.
And you talking about said that extra spice from Brett, and especially the rest of the band too. For Chris, for your playing, there's a lot of bass players. Again, some will just play with the low notes. Some will be like in Beyond Creation. Well, they'll do a lot of the leads and everything like that. And then there'll be some in the middle who do a little bit of everything. And again, I noticed with your style before, there's a lot of it looks like for me like a lot of fast gallops and these really cool just slapping with ghost notes, and it's looks really unique, and it also just accompanies all the rhythms. Just tell me about how you play, and just to learn more about your bass playing.
Yo, man, I get a track, and I get that track. I get someone who's good at it. I record them playing it, and before the stage goes on, I hit the play button, right, and time it. Where it's nah, just kidding.
You should have been Milli Vanilli. You should have been in him.
Right. No, man. So let me rephrase your question. So you're asking about
About your bass playing particularly.
what do I do?
Maybe what is your
Sure, man.
style?
I'm
Yeah.
a garage guy, dude, and I'm learning. I took a 20-year break, and I spent the last 4 to 6 years roughly getting back into it and going to very much rudimentary, start over. I don't know shit about theory. I'm learning kind of mentality, right? So just from the very basics, learning that kind of shit and kind of refining what my technique was before, because it was very gallopy, but I'm also slowly trying to fix my slap technique. And something I noticed, and I tell them this all the time, man, something I noticed that's out there, excellent resource I didn't have before is fucking YouTube. YouTube, you can learn all kinds of shit, dude. I just learned knives like a motherfucker now. But yeah, man, YouTube was fucking instrumental.
Boom.
Right? Thank you. It helped me kind of get back on. But the slap technique I think you're talking about is this right here. So, man, that is, for the record, that is not my technique. The first time I saw that was dude, fucking, and sir, if you're out here, you're a fucking beast, dude. You're awesome. The band was called Obey Bizarre. Remember Obey Bizarre?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, dude, and you're a bass player, and no shit, man, dude, all over the fretboard with it. But so I started trying to mimic that as best I could and see, I know that works a way because it's percussion. And another one I'll tell you about it. Check this out. There's a guy, his name's Insane Death Machine. Dude, have you seen him? Mm-hmm. Dude, so he does that shit he's fucking phenomenal, dude. That's kind of that's exactly what I'm going for a standard. Because the gallop thing's great, but sometimes, man, I play with a pick too, and it is a common thing for people to say, you can't get the attack with fingers, but that slap method seems to get it. If you can get it toned in right, sounds a part of it too, and pressure and all that. Weight, it's counterbalancing.
Yeah. That's actually the first time I've seen it too.
But it's. I like to use it now to the extent that I think it should be used. With anything, I don't want to overdo it, but I like to spice it up with occasionally. For the most part, something else I learned is that fretboard exists. There are 3 parts of that fretboard. That is the high register, mid register, and the cash register. And what makes you a good bass player is staying in the cash register.
Interesting.
And I'm going to give a presentation on bass guitar 101 this evening for Narcotic Wasteland.
Actually, I really learned a lot. That was very insightful. Seriously, thank you.
To give you a little bit of history on Chris, he and I jammed together in a band before Nile, early to mid-90s.
Technically, too.
Yeah, 2 bands. Yeah, I've known the guys, we've known each other since we were teens.
Man, this is a guy that kind of really got me into high gear on bass early on, man. He kind of taught me all the neat shit that I can do.
He knows some things, right? He knows a couple
A
things.
thing or two, man. I still play Smoke on the Water better than the basketball.
Oh yeah.
I know he gets pissed when I say it. He's gonna show me later. He's gonna, this is how it's done, motherfucker.
And again, so this is the second tour of the year, and I'm safe to say this is probably going to be the last tour of the year, and maybe some other shows, or that's it, basically.
We have one show in Akron, Ohio, I believe, for November, and that's about it. Yeah, and then I'm just going to be in the studio, in the dungeon, basically, finishing all the stuff up and getting all the final production ready.
So, learning with these past two tours, and seeing how everything's been since the pandemic, and on a death metal tour, and then something a traditional classic heavy metal band. What have all of you learned in terms of just like this tour, like just touring, and do you see like things going forward, like getting the fans, getting the name out there? Like, was this a good sign or good indication of what's hopefully going to come for next year?
I think so, and it can be really easy to get discouraged doing this, but you have to realize that it really is one fan at a time, and there's no way. Metal's live music.
Yes.
So if you really want people to be able to check you out and make a decision on whether they like you or not, the best way to do it is to kick their asses live. And so,
I've been selling myself sexually backstage.
is that a promise?
To help with the band.
You need to pay up, then, motherfucker.
There's a fee.
Pay your pimp.
Lay it in his hand. Lay it in his hand.
Ready? All right. Just stop me.
Got you. And so next year, album's going to come out, and everything. Let's say the schedule's cleared. Is it going to be a lot of touring? Is this going to be the right great tours? Like, how regular do we? You know what I mean? How regular does Narcotic Wasteland want to make it going forward?
Like laxative. That's just possible.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much as much as feasible, for everybody in their schedules. You know what I mean? And that's the only way to do it.
At least 6 months out of the year.
Yeah, that would be a good goal. I'd like that.
6 months of touring for the year.
Yeah. I'm familiar with that.
I like having a goal like that. It's a relatively soon, like that. We're doing something. We might be doing something after this. Tuesday's possible.
Yeah, we got a couple of possible shows in November. We got the one locked in.
A festival? Is there a festival?
I think that's next year. That's next year. Yeah. So then actually, already, looking for things to do in 2023.
So you guys are going to race now, right? That's going to be the.
There's some midnight movers.
Yeah, LA's LA.
Yeah.
Is there anything you kind of talked about, or just nothing really yet? But is there something in mind? What would you like to have in mind? Is it Europe? Is there other places you guys like to go, or just keep it kind of any particular special goal or something for next year that with the new record out and everything and all these singles and the videos will hopefully just carry that momentum forward. Any special place or special thing you'd like the band to do for next year?
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we can get into a European tour in the latter half of 2023. It has to be that far away in order for everybody to get everything prepared. Motion and booking and the routing and all that shit. So it has to be done kind of early. So feasibly, if we're going to do it and it's being booked within the next 2 or 3 months, then yeah, that'll happen.
Okay.
And we're getting a lot of people wanting us to go there.
That's cool.
So that'll be the next kind of goal for the band, I think, is to just go to the next territory, which would be Europe.
Okay. And you said the lyric video will be out in about a couple weeks or next week?
It should be next week. I don't have the exact date on me. I think it's going to be next Monday or something.
And these are the songs from the album. These are not just other new songs. These are the songs that will be on the album, right?
This one, yeah. No, we haven't really revealed the name yet. But that's okay.
I said, all right.
Spoiler
Don't
alert.
release that.
Yeah.
We know your name.
It's okay.
Cool.
I think it is the 10th that's coming out. Yeah.
October 10th.
Really cool.
My security clearance.
That's.
Single
I guess I could have just looked at my freaking phone, but I hate these damn things.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Just so any last words for there's what, a couple days left on this tour, or how many more?
Oh no, we're going till the 29th.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it just kind of started. Okay.
Yeah, it's like what, six show or something.
Again, and again, I'm glad it's with a different audience. I remember back in, I think, 06 or something, Suffocation did a tour with Shadows Fall. People were like, what? And then they even said, we're doing this because we want to get, attract a different audience. And you kind of, again, they said, like, if you can get 10 extra fans at a show, each show, just 10, like, that's going to, and then they're going to spread the word. So,
yeah, it's good to sort of, I call it cross-pollinating. But it's good to do that. There's people here that's never heard us before. There was obviously people here to see us, and maybe they never checked out Accept. And it's, yeah, man, you're good. It's good to not have like the same thing all the time. It works sometimes, but I think it's better to have some variety on the set list. If we needed a punk band, you know what I mean, and it would have been perfect.
but as I said, like, I think the songs worked out especially well. Because again, it showed the other dynamic. Because it's still, again, you can, like talked about earlier, you don't have to be exactly fast to be dynamic. And the songs are still dynamic, and the melodies and what they sound like and everything, and they're played so well. So again, like it worked. Like I figured, like, they know what they're doing, and it was refreshing, because I like when bands change it up. I don't want a greatest hits set. I'd rather bands play from their new stuff. Like just do that. Like especially if it's good. It's good. That's what it should be about. So I appreciate that diversity, even though it was a shorter set, but the burst and it still hit.
Thank you.
Really, a lot of it's new to most people, like one thing I've noticed on being on these last 3 tours in Dallas is like motherfuckers still just don't know. You know what I mean? They don't know anything left known, they don't know who's on this other band, they don't know how awesome it is. You know what I mean? It's been really, really powerful. People who don't know us, and then after we're done, it's like a completely different story. You know what I mean? Lots and lots of positivity. So if you haven't heard Narcotic Wasteland, you should check it out. Listen to some of it. Read the lyrics. Super powerful lyrics. So yeah, it'll get you too, man. I promise.
I think it's almost like if we're like, you're into horror and you show someone who's curious about horror and they're like, what's coming, but they're like, wait a minute, what is this? And you're like, that reaction and that wholesome, like, oh, that's, a really, like, this band, I've never heard of this before, and yet people just like watching the melodies and the leads, and a few people commenting on your drumming after and everything. So I already heard like 5 or 6 people, so that mission accomplished. So
that's right.
That's it. It's a great opportunity for the band, for a different audience, a bigger audience, and sounds like it's working out really well. So I just say thank you guys for your time, and any last words for about 3-ish more weeks or 2.5 more weeks for the rest of this, for the fans who don't know who you are, for this lineup. What would you like to say to them?
Come see us and we'll kill a puppy.
No, actually, come and see us. We're actually doing a guitar giveaway right now.
Oh,
So yeah, it's up there now. Go ahead, man. Join.
Do that.
Yeah.
How do
All
you-
gotta
how-
do is just go to the table. If you go to our like Facebook or Instagram, there's rules where you can enter there as well. But at the show, you just give us your info, and you get a chance to win a nice sweet ass Jackson guitar.
For the record, I love puppies. Don't hurt puppies.
oh yeah, they're better than people for forever.
I love puppies.
Especially your puppers.
I know.
What? No, wait, now I'm gonna ask. What do you have?
He's a boxer mix. He's like 10% shepherd, and his name's Rocky. I know it's fucking cliche, but the douchebags before me like me, and I want to confuse him, so he kept me. Whatever. Best dog in the world, and he will never die.
Oh,
Layla's awesome.
yes.
She like talks.
Uh-huh.
She's like,
My
she's
dog.
like pet me.
They're the greatest. My
I'll
dog.
see her in 2 days. I'm really stoked.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's great. My dog passed, was it January of 2021, under very bad circumstances. He fell down the stairs, he hit his head, went to a seizure. He was 16. We were going to put him down that week because he had Alzheimer's, but he didn't. We were that close to get him to the best way. It didn't happen that way. So for sure, love your. He was a great. He gave us the best 16 years of our lives. So we gave him all the love we can give him. So just not that way, but for pet owners and animal owners, like I'm happy to see that you guys have great, beautiful pets that just love and.
Man. Yeah, get a rescue dog. Absolutely. Rescue
Yes.
dog.
Yeah, I can talk about animals all day.
I
But
just have a leopard gecko now. My dog passed away a couple years ago.
what's your gecko's name?
Ibanez.
Yes. I
We
like
just call her Lizard.
Ibanez Lizard.
Yeah, I have a big poster there right above her terrarium that says King of the Lizards. He's got Godzilla there. And when I put that there, she got out of her cage and was looking up at it.
Well, now my only critique of the band is that you're not posting these lizards and these dogs more. Like, yeah, that would be great. We need to see more doggos and animals and just in general. Like, yeah, when if I'm out on a shitty day and see a little cute dog walk up, you're like, oh, it's not that bad. I'll be all right. You know, the dog's being taken care of.
They're
So,
game changers, man. for
absolutely. So again, thank you guys for your time. And it's again, real quick, anything last for the rest of Narcotic Wasteland fans and Accept fans who are going to see you guys for like the first time. What are they in store for?
You're gonna get your goddamn face melted off. That's what.
Sure. Yep, we're definitely going to kick you in the face, raise some hell, and get everybody kind of ramped up and fired up for Accept.
Yes, you will be sonically assaulted.
And you will weep.
Very cool.